Greetings to you. In this session, we are going to look at the spirituality of the Proto-Tamils or the ancient Tamil people who inhabited Indus Valley civilization, the cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa in the times of 3500 BC or so. The Proto-Tamils spirituality was based on worship of memorial stone or Sivalinga. They were worshipping goddesses, gods, and with a horn to show that they were divinities, mythological figures, trees, such things were worshipped, animals, these were worshipped by the Proto-Tamils. And the word An, from where we get the present word Andovar, was also, An was a god in ancient Proto-Tamils. Now, the memorial stone of the Proto-Tamils is very significant because we see a similarity in other ancient faiths and even in present times. The memorial stone was a stone which people used to keep at a place under a tree wherever they felt they connected with God or had a experience with God. And this later came to be known as Shiva Linga, or Shiva for God and Linga as a symbol. So we see this memorial stone specifically also in the Sumerian civilization, which had great connections with the Indus Valley. So the Indus Valley people actually took the civilization or the art of building cities to ancient Sumeria. Now, the people of Sumeria were basically tent dwellers, and Indus Valley people had the know-how for building cities with bricks. Now, that was something very unique with Indus Valley. So, they took this to Sumeria, and you see this whole memorial stone aspect also in being in Sumeria. For instance, there is this passage where Jacob, from grandson of Abraham, where he has a dream, and after that dream he sees angels coming down from heaven to earth, and he's sleeping on a stone pillow when he's having this dream. So when he gets up, it's recorded that he takes this stone pillow and makes it vertical, and he pours oil on it and anoints it and worships God. So in that part of the scripture, there is nothing more mentioned about how he got this tradition or from where did he get it. But one has to understand that this is a very Proto-Tamil form of worshipping God. So evidently this system of memorial stone worship got transmitted to Sumerian civilization also, and we see that now also in our temples. So the Proto-Tamils have a very strong worship aspect. They also had animal sacrifices which were done, and female goddess Kotravai was worshipped. So some of these systems still continue. You still have animal worship, or they worship blood sacrifices carried on even today. And so these have a great, have a long connectivity into the ancient past of close to 5,000 years or so. So the Proto-Tamils of Indus Valley have a great heritage of their search for God, the search for divinity, and how they were able to uh, connect or seek to connect with divinity from ancient times. Among the ancient Tamils or the Proto-Tamils, uh, there is a very interesting feature called Nalam, which is none other than the present day swastik. This form actually is supposed to have developed from being the most safe and prosperous layout of a community. Now, if you see the picture of the present day swastik, you find the four arms. Now, the women and children were positioned in the innermost portion, and those who were protecting this settlement were on the outermost. So, this, if you can see, imagine it as drawn on the ground, it was supposed to be the most secure layout for a settlement. So, this became the symbol of prosperity, and in ancient Tamil, this symbol is called Nalam, which is a word which we find in use even in present times. When we say Nalam, means that you are well, that you are prosperous, and this symbol was used by the Jains later on, and of course it's being used extensively in Hindu religions. Another interesting worship form among the Proto-Tamils was hero worship, or someone who was a protector of a group. They were worshipped, and this you see even in present day villages, where outside the village you will find a person with a sword standing, or sitting on a horse or something, guarding the village. So, typifying that there was a hero who protected the place and who was worshipped by the people. So, hero worship was also a very important aspect of early Tamils, and which continued and seen even now in many villages. Tamil spirituality is also seen in Sangam literature, which starts from 3rd century BC and goes all the way up to AD, and you see words like Adan or Avvai, which talks about the early man and the woman. And so all these aspects of ancient Tamil spirituality, we see them continue even to these times, and we see their relevance even in these times when people are able to connect with this. And the Tamils, as Dr. Ambedkar said, it's the Tamil people later on were called as Dravidians, and Tamil, Drumiller and Dravidian. That's how the word Dravidian gets formed from the word Tamil, and the people who later on were called the Aryans. When they referred to the Tamil people, they were referred as Dravidians. So, when we say it's a Dravidian civilization, actually what we are talking about is that they were an ancient Tamil civilization. So, thank you for listening, watching this section, and being a part of this series.